Again, thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. We're just going to get this show on the road. First, we're going to start with some Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Hey everybody, good morning. So today, Ken and I are going to be heading to a place called Sweet Pea 3D. And it is an ultrasound place to where I can get new pictures of the baby. So the last time that we had ultrasound pictures done was when I was about 7 weeks and 3 days.
Gypsy Rose, can the case be reopened? Content creators and spiritual readers see trouble. Content creator Flawless Nina had recently shared footage of a spiritual reader doing a reading regarding what's in the future in cards for Gypsy Rose Blanchard, where she was able to piece together a possibility where the case could be reopened due to someone speaking out and telling a detail that was never mentioned before. The speculation and thought was possibly Nick has something in the works with lawyers to bring to the table regarding money was promised maybe to him to do what he did for her. Also, the discussion about the crime scene photos that leaked out recently led to how Gypsy had bruised knuckles at the time of the arrest, and in the photos you see, Dee Dee had been harmed in the face and was left with a broken nose, leaving many to wonder, was she really in the bathroom the whole time when things went down? Tell me what you guys think in the chat or in the comments down below. If you are not aware, Gypsy and her boyfriend Ken Euchre have revealed they are expecting a baby girl together. Gypsy is still legally married to ex-boyfriend Ryan Anderson. She has been working on social media with a PR business and manager, where her main focus right now is sharing her pregnancy journey, which has many worried that she is now going to be exploiting her child for money, and once the baby is born, she will have many deals in the works with magazines and TV shows for exclusives. Do you see that happening down the road? I honestly do. Tell me in the comments. Will she unfortunately use her child for continued fame? I would hope not, but sadly, from what I see in her behavior, it just might happen, as she has already been known allegedly to be working with TMZ in the past right after her separation from Ryan. In the meantime, Gypsy keeps supporters updated on her pregnancy with produce size updates. According to my last video regarding Gypsy Rose, many people had commented about the inconsistent information and details surrounding the unborn child, as she has shared footage of her ultrasound appointment, where some have said to have seen supposedly a different date than what has been told, and other oddities. It didn't help that she changed and deleted some Instagram posts where she had supposedly shared the wrong month and size, where when corrected made it seem like it's actually less time than the original post and information, making people suspect that she is lying about the time frame due to the possibility that Ryan could be the father. I really do stand by what I have said before in other videos and streams. Gypsy needs to take it slow and be a bit more present off camera in her life. I understand she needs to make money, and this seems to be her easy make and move at the moment, but she is not concerned about having a real career or backup plan at all, and that is not good. When the fame train makes its last stop, she will be struggling, and that's not fair to that baby. She needs to put herself in check and get herself on the right path to success. If you need a refresher on why I'm not a fan of her current actions, you can check my previous video, as we have discussed how she made promises to awarenesses and MVP communities to also the parole hearing that got her out early, that she was going to make changes and provide assistance in helping others who may have or are going currently through similar situations regarding her upbringing and her experience in jail leading towards prison reform work. And she has not done that.
Attorney said, this was improper anyways. Everything's been improper this entire time. We know that creators were stalking me and following me, have been for well over 2 years.
If you're just popping in, now we're moving on to the topic about Bullhorn Betty, who was supposedly arrested over the weekend. And I'm going to give you a quick little breakdown. Don't worry if you don't know who she is.
And this is kind of what they've been working up to and why I'm in a lawsuit with Queen Bee. So it's one of these things where we're just going to have to trust the process and work through it. But at the end of the day, this is all going to go away. I can 100% guarantee that I'm not going to be convicted of any of these crimes, that these orders are absolutely going to be stayed. And there is definitely some major things going on in Sumner County, as you guys can clearly see from my thumbnail. How this was orchestrated, in my opinion, was so unconstitutional.
Now moving on to the next topic, we have Molly Golightly goes harder on Bullhorn Betty's arrest regarding Sebastian Rogers' case. If you have never heard of Bullhorn Betty before, well, let me give you a quick rundown and background on this YouTuber. Andrea Griffin had become more known on YouTube during the days of the Gabby Petito case, where she teamed up with others outside the Laundrie's house to protest, question reporters and neighbors, and intimidate Brian Laundrie's parents to come out and speak about their son and daughter-in-law-to-be. She had worked alongside other YouTube true crime community creators and reporters such as Olivia, Dolly Vision, Molly Golightly, JRL Investigates, and others. Sadly, Dolly Vision actually has been reported to be in the hospital as of last night and had suffered a heart attack. Throughout different cases and stories within the past 3 years, I've seen work in action of all these creators. When it comes down to Bullhorn, I never really liked her, to be honest. She always thinks she's better than everybody and has that type of attitude. And the rudeness that she would sometimes show her supporters was just disgusting. But that's my opinion. Bullhorn had apparently been working on a case regarding Sebastian Proudfoot Rogers, a missing child, and had been doing interviews with the kid's father. On the other side of the fence, the other parents of the child did not take lightly to her talks on social media about Sebastian and with their ex-husband. With that said, they had served her a protection order to stay away from contacting and discussing and or spreading any information about the case and family. Betty had gone live while attending a motorcade caravan rescue ride for Sebastian just the other day as a guest of the father, Seth. According to her live, she had mentioned it was all put together by Seth, a person named Tony, and herself. A lot of people that do not like Betty for multiple reasons, and mostly because of how she handles these cases and just how she touches it and it becomes a mess, honestly. And a lot of people are seeing she's acting a little different. She's doing her makeup and this and that around the father. And people are wondering, is this for information or is she trying to get in the sheets with this guy? I mean, that's her business, but don't be, it's disgusting to be so-called on camera fighting for the information and rescue of this innocent child when you really don't care and you're really just trying to bang the father. That's disgusting. I can't even believe that it's a topic that we're discussing. But there's other YouTubers out there that have previously worked with her or spent time with her, even had short-term friendships with her, and they're saying these are red flags. And the last time the YouTube world saw her acting like this was when she was kind of rumored to be getting it on with Dolly Vision. So here we go again. But the problem and the main focus is she's becoming a distraction to the investigation. Things are getting out of control when we need to realize there's still a child missing. And there's Thank you so much for that shout out, Katie, and happy 4 months. Still information out there that we have not obtained. So I'm going to show you some clips here and there of the situation with Betty as she was arrested. And I will be reading an article as well. So let's see. This article, all I did was go to Google and type in Bullhorn Betty, and this popped right up. Let me see if I could blow it up on the screen for you guys. There we go. So Andrea Griffin, the controversial YouTuber known as Bullhorn Betty, has been arrested and jailed in Montgomery County, Tennessee, according to Arkansas's Justice Project. Griffin was arrested after violating a temporary restraining order granted against her by individuals she has tormented and harassed in regards to the missing case of Sebastian Rogers. According to the Arkansas's Justice Project, a warrant was out for her arrest in Summer County, Tennessee, and she attended a vigil Saturday night for Sebastian Rogers in Clarksville, leading to her arrest. Oh, okay. So she went to this vigil, and afterwards, the next day, I guess, was that motorcade ride. So they were already aware someone reported that she was there. And I guess they kept an eye on her, and then they got her right before or right during when they got to the barbecue part of everything. Jeez. A mugshot of Andrea Griffin has hit social media. She's been booked into Montgomery County Jail in Tennessee and is being held on no bond. It's funny they said that because I read elsewhere that there was like a $20,000 bond and someone had actually paid it. I don't know. The article continues to say she claimed in her filing that Bullhorn Betty had been stalking and harassing her and her family, alleging that they had been harming Rogers before he disappeared. She threatens us and posts lives while driving by our home, Proudfoot said in the document obtained by WKRN. She is dangerous and is threatening me and my family's safety and telling her followers to help and do the same, Proudfoot said. In her response, Bullhorn Betty denied any charges of harassment, of course. Driving on public property, on public roads with a camera hanging out, there's nothing unlawful about that. That happened over a month ago. It's the only time I've been in Hendersonville area, Griffin said. Okay, so the problem with that is she also needs to acknowledge, the only reason you went there was to spy or watch or, harass. They don't want you there, so it's harassment. These people at their own home. I have never laid eyes on this woman in flesh. I have never reached out to her by phone, email, or text messages. I have never even responded to any of her Facebook posts. I haven't talked to this lady. And Bullhorn Betty, that's another reason why this woman probably fears you stalking her area and her home, because she doesn't know you and you already make assumptions about them. About Bullhorn Betty. Bullhorn Betty's real name is Andrea Lynn Griffin. She's an American content creator, YouTuber who has gained notoriety for her channel covering issues of missing persons. Bullhorn Betty supposedly advocates for missing people and raises money to help in their case, but she has gained notoriety for being an attention seeker who uses these cases to build her following and make money. In more than one instance, families of missing persons or people close to them have sought out restraining orders against her, and her violation of one of these led to her arrest. Bullhorn Betty is polarizing, as the Arkansas Justice Project put it. What she does is not advocacy. It's monetizing a victim family's trauma. She claims to be fundraising for searches, but we don't know of any single family or law enforcement who has expressed receiving money. Oh, and I know for a fact, too, from watching a few things with her in it, that she does supposedly put on money and events to give back, where she always said law enforcement. She has been largely agnostic to many people in the.
So I just wanted to read this comment out. She's rude, and in Tennessee, she had been warned about that during and still active Amber Alert for Summer Moon. Oh, Utah Wells, missing 3 years now. Yeah, one time I like wrote something in a chat and she read it and she was like so nasty about it. And all I was saying was, I think it was during like the talks about Murdoch trial, where I was saying how he plugged in his phone in the charger in the car of the police car or whatever, and they were able to get like stuff from his phone. So it didn't matter if he went into the system to delete it all, yada yada. But she was just so rude about it. She was like, I'm not stupid, I know that. Just like the simplest things, she could be so nasty. So thank you for that information. And General Scott, thank you so much for gifting a membership. I appreciate it so much.
Missing person professional community, including well-known private investigators who work pro bono for families. In our opinion, she is largely viewed as someone who harms missing persons cases, and the attention she brings to the case is focused on herself. Just like I said before, you know, this should be about the kid, not about her. There is a lengthy history of criminal no contact or orders of protection from victim families. Oh boy. Have you guys ever heard of Bullhorn Betty? Tell me in the chat or in the comments down below. And have you ever had any interaction, or did you see anything that makes you agree with that statement? Because I have. I most definitely have, and I stand by that. And how I said earlier, she used to work with Molly Golightly on some things. And I believe Marissa is her real name. She tried to help Bullhorn Betty actually in fixing not just her appearance, but also her presentation on such things. And she tried to give her a little more, I don't know, of a makeover, and it just didn't work. And I think Marissa took the time, stepped back, and realized this woman was just using her for her notoriety and fame on YouTube as well at the time, because she had some choice of words for her as well.
I definitely wanted to do this, and I wanted to do it much earlier. I did, but my head has been really hurting, and I've been missing. So I'm very tired. So this won't be long, but I really hope that this Bullhorn Betty, I hope this gets to him. And I hope that this guy, Seth, will somehow find this video or somehow listen to what I'm saying. Because I would really, really appreciate that. What it all comes down to is, I think that everyone has, you know, their freedom of speech. Yeah, sure, we have freedom of speech, we all know that. Okay, thank you. So we get on is freedom of speech. But with Bullhorn Betty, I think that this guy Seth should probably know who he's really dealing with. And on behalf of the small amount of numbers that have actually spent some sort of time with Bullhorn Betty, whether we were out in the field, whether we were, I never personally shared a bathroom with her. I've stayed in a hotel with her. I've seen every movie with her. I spent a lot of time with her, and she was a guest in my house. So I'm not going to talk about this poor child that she has made such a priority, okay, in the 11th hour. Gotcha. But I'm also going to say, Bullhorn Betty, if you have a problem with the fact that I was the one that was happy, I'm the one that was happy. I'm going to say it one more time. I was the one that was throwing a party. That was me. No, it wasn't JLR, it wasn't Dolly, it wasn't Dolly's girlfriend, it wasn't Jay Farrell. And actually, you want to know something? Jay Farrell cried. I didn't know this, but I sent him a message very early this morning, and I said, let me tell you something. Don't shed a tear for that girl. Do not shed a tear. I want you to look back and really look back on the things that this girl has done. Now, granted, you can't say no problem lightly. You were right alongside with her. Absolutely. Sometimes I was. You want to know something? Through trial and error, okay? You learn, okay? But years has gone by. Through trial and error, we realize where we could have done better. What could I have done better that it wouldn't have ended in such a way? Absolutely. When I was outside that house where Don Kansas where he got fired, someone's got the video. I said, damn, I feel bad. But then I got freaking fired. She goes, not me.
So if you're just popping in again, this is Molly Golightly, Marissa, talking about Bullhorn Betty and how she did work previously with her. Like I just wrote, Molly protested with Bullhorn outside the Laundrie's house during the Gabby Petito case. That's where most people in the true crime community discovered Molly Golightly and Bullhorn Betty. They did a few other things together. I'm not sure if it was the Quentin Simon case. But I believe what Molly's saying because she did multiple projects with her and she tried to make more of an impact, I would say, where she was trying to do like charity events or she had some other ideas, but Bullhorn Betty was not all about it. So that's what we're hearing right now, how she's responding to the Bullhorn Betty news. And thank you so much for the $2 super sticker. I appreciate it so very much.
Well, Bullhorn Betty, she was upset that somebody else, she was upset. I'm just going to tell you what Bullhorn Betty is. I'm going to let you know. And I'm going to remind you of things that I can't really prove right now because I don't have those videos. I'm going to tell you. She got mad because I put out a photo of us with WJ. Why? Because Olivia was getting all the videos and she got all the questions and she wanted to put out a masterpiece. She wanted to do it after WJ brought us to Don's work site. truck. Now he doesn't just drive a Ford pickup truck or something. He drove a bright yellow truck and literally said, "Thanks, Deli." And I'm like, what the fuck? Right? Okay? That's her. Seemed like when we were in Knoxville. Oh, why did we have to go all the way out here in Knoxville? Why did we have to come out in Knoxville? Blah, blah, blah. Well, I'll tell you.
Totally agree. Hit that like button. It means a lot and it helps a lot. So please do.
I know that Olivia loves the kids coming up to her and saying, "Oh my God, it's Olivia from TikTok. Oh my God." I know that she loved all the bells and all the glitter of, "Oh my God, I know you guys are. I'm so glad that you guys are doing this." She was mad that I got us a place in Knoxville where I thought we could be safer. I didn't feel safe staying in Kingsport. Right? It's not safe staying up in Rochester. We were on their turf, and they were on that. They knew what we were up to. They knew what we were doing there. And she had no respect for anyone that said, "Please don't record with me on the internet." No. That's how she is. And she waits and she sits on it. Why did she wait so long to put out those videos, right? Of me talking to Don? She waited until she needed some money, right? That's fine. That was me yesterday. You know what? Don't blame anyone else, just blame me. Blame me. I'm the one that was having the free party. Because you know what? You deserve exactly what you get. The way that you have done every single one of these, I'm just gonna say, it's a little bit frowned upon. That you haven't learned yet not to make an enemy of the people that you're trying to make a story on or help. I thought that you were trying to help raise awareness yesterday. Yesterday morning, where you were so giddy. I know that giddy. The other girls, the other people that are watching Bullhorn Betty, they don't know that type of Bullhorn Betty. I do. That little laugh and that little giggle, I said, she wants this guy set. She wasn't there for that child yesterday. She was there because she was gonna do anything, including breaking the law, right? She was excited for this trip. Why? Because she was excited to see this guy's set. I know it. My gut's telling me this is who she is. I'm telling you. When do we ever see this girl dolled up? But if there's a guy involved, and they give her every little modicum of attention. I've seen her in action. She thinks she's fucking cute. She really does. She thinks she's cute.
Thank you so much, King Bob, for the $2 super sticker. Thank you. You guys are really making my birthday a birthday because everybody's like, oh, it's Monday, it's dreary, it's back to the work week. Trust me, I'm feeling it too. But thank you so much, you guys. I really, really appreciate it. It warms my heart.
It was like an empty church. He was saying, "Do you know where Summer Wells is?" And he slams the door. Anybody remember that? So what makes you think, Betty, that we were gonna go in there with hidden cameras and decoys? I'm the only one recognize because I actually put on a mask, sunglasses, put my head down. It was me. Because I'm trying to work away the head down. And I'm gonna, listen, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. There were some times that she had good ideas. But she has to be ruling that roost. She loves a pat on the back. Okay? If you try to say Betty before a single line, it falls on deaf ears. Okay? She lies non-stop. When she's lying, and I caught it yesterday, I said something yesterday. She was all giddy, right, with the t-shirts. What did I tell her yesterday? I said, she's lying. She's not looking at the camera. Betty, you may want to do some practice. You want people to believe you? Start looking at the camera. Because you want to know something? you keep looking away. And I'm like, there's no line. I know how she is. She, I believe, 1,000,000%, right? She wants to get mad and say, everyone's after her, right? Let me guess, she get out and say, oh, everybody's after me. Everybody's after me. No. I said it yesterday and the day before. I said this is not gonna happen. I know her. That's what the only reason is, I know her. Look, love the Scorpios here. You spent some time with her. You spent some time with her. She was on good behavior on that day. I spent Christmas with Bullhorn Betty. When I tell you guys, I tried so hard. I tried so hard to kind of God, what's the word? I'm like, bend myself, to fit to being some sort of people pleaser. That we could just kind of find some sort of common ground, and it was impossible. There's nothing that you can do to make this girl, be a team player. I mean, that's really what it is. She's so competitive. And the thing is I don't really think that her heart is really with that poor child. And this is what I want to know. So she's live. We already started. She's got some, for an excuse. It was a woman stalking me. I went to the law because of it. They granted me a restraining order because of this woman. So I couldn't get to be there to support my child. This is what they can use. You should know this. You're dealing with the Ryan Koberger case. And let me tell you something, girl. You better put your highest boots on for Ryan Koberger. Because let me tell you something. The best of them are going to be out there at that trial. And let me tell you something, a lot of people are not fans of yours. I said yesterday, she's gonna get punched in the face. You're gonna get punched in the face, not by me, but I'm telling you, one day, you are gonna get punched in the face. I just pray that you don't get punched in the face by God. You wanna blame this one for following you? She had every right. Are you gonna act like you don't know what it's like to be followed? You've followed 1,000,000 times. Are you new here? Tell old Betty, you've been doing this longer than me. You've been doing this longer than me. You did this in Savannah, and I'm just gonna say, one of my very good friends has a place in Savannah, along with the real me too. So you're telling me you're going to show up at Leilani Simon's court? Why? Why? They don't like you in Savannah either. I saw you with the press. I saw the way the police were handling you. And I was scared. But guess what? It was nothing personal towards me. I told Justin, I said, Justin, this is really creepy. I didn't know that she was fighting with the police deputy. A Twitter war, and then with the news media. I saw her with the news media. And I think this, I don't like the news media either. And I felt like I needed to kind of protect her. But this, you can't shut her fucking mouth. She just keeps on fucking going. It's like she's begging for it. And to be quite honest with you, she's gonna wear this arrest like a badge of honor. She's not gonna shut up about this kid. She's not gonna shut up about this kid. She's gonna take this, and I think she's gonna keep doing this so that she becomes the most controversial person in true crime. Now let me tell you something, Mr. Seth. Somebody, clips this little part, run. Let me tell you something. If you accidentally get hard and you fall into that little friggin' or gigantic vagina she's out there, she's never gonna leave you. She's gonna drive you nuts. She's gonna make herself so available, she's gonna give it up. She'll give it up for a Rudy Tooty fresh and fruit, okay? And then, when she's done with you, she's gonna turn the tables. She's gonna be calling you every name in the fucking book. Every name in the fucking book. I said to Justin this one, don't you ever shed tears for this girl. I don't know, I didn't actually see him shed a tear because I went live. I didn't see him shed a tear, but I don't know why he would. She cursed him out. He called me up and said, she called me a Democrat. I was like, what? She goes, yes. She called me a Democrat. I said, that's the farthest thing from the truth. Why would she do that? She goes, I don't know. She did that to hurt him.
When it happened, Seth was there was over 100 people there.
And not the mother, huh?
That could have been done another time. The police can do it whenever they want, obviously, but they knew she was in town. I just thought it was bad optics for the thing that was going on. In fact, tomorrow they're going to be standing outside the police station.
Who?
Betty and all of them. They're going.
No.
It's not a protest.
No.
Something. And she kept talking about the people, the ballot books, or whoever they are. It was just.
Powerful?
Yeah.
Okay.
She just kept talking and kept talking.
Yeah.
About it, like, shut your mouth.
Since I was a baby, I've always sang. So I've always known it's something that I wanted to do, And it just really began when I started singing in the church with the choir, and then I just started performing for so many places and everything. And then just one thing led to another. Then I was on the Mickey Mouse Club, and then that's when I really got my experience with singing and stuff. And then I just got signed.
Hi, everyone. If you're new here, I'm Leenda, and this is For the Record, Your Honor. Over here on my channel, we go into some random topics and jump into deep dives of interesting stories, crimes, and culture. I like to lead with articles that are surfacing and swirling in today's mainstream media and mix it in with today's reality of news and source of information, which is the internet, with the people's content creators and social media reporting to help feed both sides of every appetite and argument. So you, the viewer, can digest it all and form your own opinions on such topics and discussions. Together, we gather the speculations and the facts and all the info in between that we need to paint a full picture. So today I wanted to go over this article that I saw over the weekend regarding our sweet Miss Britney Spears. So according to the Herald, Britney Spears' childhood home could be featured in her biopic. The Britney Spears biopic could be filmed at her childhood home. The 42-year-old pop star released her autobiography, The Woman in Me, last year, and after Universal Pictures secured the rights for a big screen adaptation, the owners of the Kentwood home she lived in as a child have invited the film company to shoot on her former abode. So there was news, and I think we reported on my channel a while back, that it was for sale. And there was pictures inside. Everything still seems to be kept as it was. At one point, they even had a mini like Britney hometown museum there that had a lot of stuff that Lynn had kept. But I don't know the whole story, that what happened to that museum. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it was in the guest house that was on the property, which Britney had mentioned in her book used to be where she would have her friends come over during the holidays to be away from the parents. That also was where the relationship and friendship got rekindled between her and Jason Alexander. So going back to the article, one of the owners explained to TMZ, of course, let me just say, of course, it's TMZ and Universal Pictures, right? Of course. That they were totally open to camera crews descending on the property to shoot scenes, of course, because they probably would get paid. And is cool with the idea that Universal may have to empty her home of its current furniture to dress it how it might have appeared in the late 1980s and early 1990s. So I will say, yeah, it's cool that the house is still standing and with good standing to be used for the biopic, but that should be up to Britney, because who knows, she might have some triggers and she might have some internal damage from that place. And she wants to be pretty hands-on in this. This story of her life is her baby. So this should be up to her, not Universal. The homeowner who put the property on the market last year for, $1.2 million, is also willing to move out of the home for however long it takes to film, but expects to be financially compensated. Told ya. Anything for money. If this owner was a huge Britney fan, I would say they probably would, if it was me and Britney was okay with it, I would be letting them use the outside and some things totally for free. I would do that for Britney. But if it was a situation where the crew and people in charge of production were like, if we set you up somewhere just to live for a while, or if we set you up in one of the studio purchased homes so we could use the inside, then yeah, I would ask for some sort of compensation. But how do I put this? It would still depend on the situation, because I feel like you're being compensated if you're being, placed somewhere else and that's being covered and your bills are pretty much covered there. Electric, gas, heat, internet, TV. If they're willing to cover that, that's a payment right there. That's like a full-on vacation right there. So the home features a basement dance studio along with 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, which I will put up and share some photos. The dance studio, I believe it hasn't been anything else since it was Britney rehearsing and practicing as a young child there. Because I think if you look at current photos, it's pretty run down. It's still the same. So it's, coming undone. But it's kind of nice, though, that this house wasn't torn down and ripped apart and built into something else. So it seems like ownership, people have wanted to keep it the way it was. The Baby One More Time hitmaker is undoubtedly the most famous former resident of the small town in Louisiana, which currently has a population of just over 2,000. Spears was born in Macomb, Mississippi, but moved to Kentwood at the age of 3 with her parents, Jamie and Lynn, as well as her older brother, Brian, where her mother operated a daycare center and her father owned a gym. That tells you a lot right there. The mom was very involved with Britney in the startup and everything. It was always Lynn. Lynn was always traveling with her. And when she needed to make adjustments because of her other kids, that's when she had her personal assistant / caretaker / guardian at the time, Miss Fee. But when it comes to the father owning a gym, I feel like that kind of makes sense because Britney has always been, a workout queen and just always very fit. Even when she was younger, she was very flexible, very athletic. So it all fits in. She made her stage debut singing What Child Is This at a performance in her kindergarten, and in 1992 was cast as an understudy for Laura Bell Bundy in the off-Broadway musical Ruthless alongside Natalie Portman. In 1993, Spears landed a part on the Mickey Mouse Club, and the town proclaimed that April 24th would be known as Britney Spears Day. The small Bible Belt town is still home to Lynn, 69, who has lived in a custom-built Serenity estate for more than 20 years, as well as Spears' younger sister, Jamie Lynn, 33, while the Toxic singer now lives in LA. So if you Sorry about that, you guys. We're in the middle.
really, since I was a
the South can be. I enjoy the show very much, but I also enjoy the books. So it has nothing to do with Jamie Lynn. But anyways, going back to the article, it pretty much just sums up how they're still living big over there while Britney is pretty much by herself in LA. But you know what? She is better off not being, that close with them. Sometimes I think that the distance is what she needs, because who knows what would happen if she was always full in contact and like right there with them always. They could probably just play the same games and manipulate her all over again and abuse her kindness, and we don't want that. I still think justice has not been served for Britney. I don't see a lot of people still, fighting on that. Investigate them all. I've been saying that since day one. And what the hell, you guys? Lou Taylor is balls deep in situations with Diddy, and she still has not been slammed, with handcuffs. Like, what the hell? I just don't know. She just obviously knows the right people. Or the people that are supposed to be taking care of her ass and putting her in jail, maybe she's got shit on them too, or they got some deals with her. Who the hell knows? But we can't just stay silent on this, you guys. A whole year has gone by and she's still untouched. Even Robin Greenhill is mentioned in Diddy's shit and nothing has happened. We got to get back on this, you guys.
Britney Spears.
Thanks again so much, you guys. And I do apologize about that gap of time and the storm. I don't know. It messed up my computer for a moment. So I do apologize again. But again, and again, thank you so much for joining me today. And don't forget, before you leave a comment, leave a like. And next at I guess it's about a half hour from now, Kim's going to be live. So make sure you jump over there and send in some hearts. Bye.